And a few years before that situation with the flooding in 1994, you may be aware of that, there was a significant crisis in Central Africa, the genocide in Rwanda, and consequently, there was a huge influx of refugees into neighboring Zaire, which is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. And that was like one of the big pressure points in the international humanitarian system, because in very few days, about 1.5 million people crossed the border between Rwanda and what was then the Zaire, which is now the Democratic Republic of Congo, and had to find shelter, had to find food, had to find water. And it was a very difficult operational environment, because there was nothing, there was no agricultural land, it was very hard to find water, and there was certainly no shelter. So because it got so much media attention after the genocide in Rwanda, the international community mounted a massive response. It was unprecedented. And as a consequence, there was so much money thrown into that. As a consequence, a lot of organizations came in and wanted to help. And you see that a lot in international humanitarian crisis, that just everybody who feels they can contribute comes in and is trying to do something useful. The problem is when you have too many different organizations doing different things and they're not coordinated, things can go terribly wrong. And one of the things that became a serious problem in these refugee camps in the first weeks after those people crossed the border was that nobody was able to sort out clean water, and people started dying of cholera. So several thousand people died in those first few weeks because the humanitarian, collectively, the international humanitarian aid was not able to pull together and sort out basics like clean water. And this particular experience was evaluated very systematically a few years later. And this evaluation found a lot of learning and a lot of things that we needed to do better as a humanitarian system. And overall, this evaluation pointing to the fact that when too many organizations come together, trying to do the same thing, different things, all at the same time, if there are no common standards, if there's no coordination, it can go terribly wrong and actually cost lives rather than saving lives.